Well, I say, we say, our team says, forget quotas, fly and be free. We think quotas stink. In fact, it rhymes, doesn't it? We think quotas stink. We think quotas stink. We think quotas stink. We think quotas stink. We say to you, embrace yourself. Embrace diversity, but just not for diversity's sake. Mara, forget all this business about breast to head measurements. And Jen, all those boring statistics, they depress me every time I hear them. We should be, as women, living our lives and careers to the fullest, and damn the quotas, they shouldn't get in the way. We should blow them out of the water. I like you, Dr. Jennifer. I like the cut of your jib. I like your PhD in gender studies. It's sort of quite sexy in a weird way. You've worked hard on all those stats, all that data, but here's the truth of it. Statistics mean never having to say you're sorry. Numbers are like people. Torture them enough and you'll get anything you want. And the only time, frankly, when a pie chart is really appropriate, it's at a baker's convention. I guess what I'm trying to say is, have you really worked men out? Have we really worked men out? And this whole argument about why men don't let women in, really? After 2.5 marriages, I think I have my own degree in gender studies. And let me tell you, I haven't reached my quota yet. Now, Fiona, I Googled you. You run one of the biggest catering companies in war zones across the world. All that meat and veg. All those men, all those tents, all that sand. But I really don't think you made an argument, actually, about how quotas helped you. You talked about you and how you did it. It's very impressive. But quotas, smoters. It's about what you did and your internal wellspring. And Mara, Mikhail Gorbachev, best friend, huh? GR8, he's my BFF. You mix in celebrity space. And unfortunately, other than the green speech we got, which was really nice, because I have a tank at home too, you told us very little about why quotas are actually a girl's best friend. Now, luckily for everybody here and our teams, I had a boyfriend who was Russian at university. He used to say to me, rules, put your best meat on, that was in the early days, and let's go and smash a few. Oh, Mara, he did like breasts too. I think I'm qualified, I have the biggest on the stage. No, I checked you out, Fiona. I'm triple D. I reckon you're only double. Did I hear a G or an F? I think not. Now listen, our team features 3 very different but independent women who have never needed a quota in our lives. We work hard, we live hard, we learn from life. We're not governed by the rules. Susie has a rigger licence. Get that, a rigger licence. Shani, I made this up. She has a Mixmaster licence. Surely. And I don't like to show off, but I personally have an articulated bus licence, one of those big bendy buses. Surely this gives us the gravitas to make this very important argument against quotas, being a girl's best friend. It seems our esteemed colleagues here are imposing the rare air argument that more women on boards and more women on publicly listed companies, really, they're the way that we get ahead in Australia. But that is rarefied. That is a hard gig to get, for boys or for girls. The Sydney Morning Herald recently said quotas create a very small pool of very well-paid women who love getting appointed to boards, but that's great for them. It's fine for the headhunters and the compliance consultants, but it's hard to see actually what it does for anyone outside of that charmed circle. Tough love, but really when you think about it, round and round we go. Here's another quota from another hugely intelligent male called George W. Bush. Now, see if you can follow this. This was actually in a speech he made, televised internationally. What I'm against is quotas. I'm against hard quotas. They basically delineate based upon whatever. However they delineate, quotas that is, I think they vulcanise society. I don't know how this fits into what everyone else is saying, but the relevant positions is not my position. I learn a lot from George. So what do? What do we do? Do we lower our sights by insisting on quotas for women? And if we try really hard, we might get 1 on each board. Or what about 2? Ta-da! Good governance suggests a typical board is between, say, 7 and 9. But I want to know, what happens when the quota's reached? Why can't we have 4 women, 6 women, 8 women, the lot? And then we'll be arguing the reverse. That'd be nice one day, wouldn't it? Change of pace now. Small to medium business, as Susie talked about. It's the mainstay of the Australian economy. Women in this country are nailing it, starting more businesses and staying viable longer. Imagine if they looked around as they're just about to start their business and they go, oops, there's a sister over there. She's got an idea like mine, but she got there first. Oh, that quota's filled. Oh well, back to the drawing board. I'll try another business. It doesn't work like that. If we get out of that not enough women in the boardroom and a CEO's argument and start putting energy into the breast size debate, sorry, no, I didn't mean that. I mean into understanding the number and quality of female graduates coming into companies and moving into management, and knowing that it's 50% and growing, the proportion will catch up. Yes, I know the argument it hasn't yet, but this is a critical mass situation for us ladies, and we have to do it for ourselves. Our Shani is the future, as we saw. Beautiful Shani. Beautiful Lily Allen Shani. For her, successful women of influence are her norm. We heard about the role models in her daily work. We heard about the Premier, the Governor, the PM, and I'm not going to mention the GG now, after yesterday. Actually, Shani, I've got someone to add to that amazing list of women. I say we should go right to the top. What about the Queen? No, not that one. The Queen. Not that one either. Like the real one, she's 85, still going strong. What about the most personable and powerful woman in Europe at the moment? Okay, so a little makeover wouldn't go astray. But she's got a lot of Deutsch marks. Actually, when it comes to Europeans, I tend to go for someone who looks a little bit like me. Hi, sweetie. Although we do have different height tolerances in men. Okay, back to Australian shores. And the quip that has not helped the quota cause one bit. Who read this the other day in the press? Katie Lay, the previous CEO of Business Council of Australia, who I might have an all-male board, and they're all called Ralph and John and Colin. And no, there's another John too in there. There's 2 Johns. Anyway, she made this comment, I believe in quotas. I will be the token female on the BHB board any time. Well, that's great. You can focus on your board fees, but that statement really shows us how quotas create tokenism. Here's a thought. Maybe women don't need quotas. They just need to be asked because they're doing a really, really, really good job. Now, here's the burning question. As I've said before, what happens when the quota is reached? Says one male chair to another, oh, we've got 2 women, quota's full, can't have any more. Damn, there's some really good ones out there. Pity. So who made up the rule about giving a good woman a stacked chance? Certainly not our team. What happens when some bureaucratic rule-maker in Canberra wearing a beige cardigan and Rockport shoes mandates that all other groups should be represented on boards? Well, they say you must have 2 of everyone. 2 Gen Ys. Sorry about this, Shani, who may or may not turn up. 2 from the arts. Say 2 ballerinas, because I have seen Black Swan, you know. Actually, though, that would basically come down to 1 in the end, though, wouldn't it? So, 2 rangers. They're red hot right now. 2 contestants from The Biggest Loser. I had body issues, I had to throw that one in. 2 by 2 by 2, just because. Let's create the Noah's Ark of governance. Don't want to offend anyone. But what happened to merit? Our team is not satisfied with the concept of quotas. We want more, and you should want more. And more is a system based on merit. The big challenge is for women to be productive and personable, to be judged on their merit, to invest their time, their money and their career in places that simply don't see gender. They just see talent. As my Russian boyfriend also once said to me, Toko draklat viet kanopa dandadetsin, which means, with a very bad accent, only a buffoon imposes a quota on women. No quotas for women. We want to swim in the possibilities. We want to shine in our own right. Ignore quotas. Believe in self. Break the rules.